Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix an error for pgAdmin trying to connect to your database, which is running on your private subnet within your AWS account. Bear in mind, this database is being connected to what we call a bastion host. So there's a jump server that you connected to from your local machine running what we call session manager. Okay, so your session manager is up and running. Let's have a look. So as you can see on here, okay, so you have your connection has been accepted, okay, but then when you check your pgAdmin, so we run this command aws session manager to connect, okay, to the database, port forward it to what we called our remote server. That remote server is our bastion host, and it's going to forward the traffic to the database. Okay, we thought everything has been set up all right, but we are having this error here. Okay, we cannot connect. Okay, so to fix that, we know that the session manager is working all right. Okay, the connection is been established, but we still not be able to access. So another thing we need to think about is the flow of traffic. So from your local machine, from pgAdmin, okay, what we're gonna do is to do SSM tunnel or port forwarding it to your bastion host. So from the bastion host, remember the bastion host is being placed in your VPC, which is in the public subnet, or collect the traffic, and then it has to also forward it to the DB. The database is in a private subnet, okay, and it is listing on port 5432. Okay, so you need to allow the security group. So let's have a look. Okay, let's go back to the DB. Okay, so we have our instance. This is our bastion host. Okay, we have our security group. So the security group for our bastion host, we can have a look at it quickly. Okay, so this is not open to any port because it's just a jump server, and we are using SSH, not SSH, I mean session manager. Therefore, we do not need any SSH or anything like that, port 22 or anything like that. So we are happy with that. So for the bastion host, okay, right. So if you look at the other security group, the database, so let me go to the database. Okay, this is the database running. This is the DB security group. Let's open that up and have a look. Okay, so this DB security group, where is it gone? Let me clear this one. Fresh that. Okay, so DB security group, that one. Let's open it up. Right. So we got this port. Okay, let's edit that. Okay, as we can see, we got TCP, nothing really, but let's open it to Postgres. Yeah, let's find that and see possibly if we can fix that. 445430. Okay, and then let's save that. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's try the connection again. So we try and fix it and see if let's remove the try and password. Retype it again. Okay, and then let's try see if we're able to connect. Okay, seems it's taking longer than usual. Okay, so we thought we've allowed port 5432, but still we having this error. Okay, so the last thing we need to do, edit that for the DB. Okay, for the database security group, we need to allow the traffic coming from the jump server. So the jump server is receiving the SSH tunnel from SSM tunnel to the instance, and now it need to forward it to the DB, but the DB is not receiving it. So therefore, we need to allow that. So I think I've got a bit of the flow here. Or maybe not. Let's have a look in the notepad here. Yeah, this is the flow. Okay, so from your database, pgAdmin, SSM tunnel or port forwarding to the jump host, this is where the problem is between the jump host and then the RDS. Okay, Remember, we need to allow the security group from the jump server to the RDS. So let's go back to it. Okay, so here we need to allow that. So Postgres again. Okay, that is fine. The same port, and then what we need is custom, and then what we need is the, what is it called, Bastion host. Okay, and then we can save it. Okay, in the first one we can even remove that. Okay, so we can save that, and now let's go back to the pgAdmin. Let's try again. Let's try and establish it again. Try password. Okay, let's have a look. Let's make sure the connection is still there. Go back to pgAdmin. Okay, so what we need to do is to probably go back and let me cancel that and then start it again and start it afresh. So open that again, um, open that server. Let's give it that name again and then connection. Okay, let's say local host. Okay, and then that port is fine. Let's leave everything the way it is, and here let's change it to the DB master username, which is that, and then the password. So hopefully I got my password correct. Yeah, and we are in. Okay, so remember your security group. Allow that security group from the Bastion host to the DB. Okay, and that will fix your issue. I've done a separate video about a different error as well, so hopefully that will help. All this is around what we call using session manager. Okay, instead of using SSH by managing key pairs and that. Okay, you do not want that, so we are using session manager to do it, which is like, keyless. So I hope this help, and maybe watch out for our next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.